How to stay motivated, 3 ways to be unstoppable. Today, I have a very special guest. We have Inspiring
Vanessa.
Inspiring Vanessa, 11-year-old. Give them a brief intro.
I'm an international speaker, YouTuber, and vlogger. I'm also an author.
I am going to actually put her link to her page. Make sure to subscribe to her. She's so inspirational. Seriously, I learned from this 11-year-old, believe it or not.
Thank you.
I actually do. And she spoke all around the world on major platforms, and you have to really make sure to subscribe to her so that you can actually learn from her too. Now, we're going to share with you something that's very powerful, but before we do so, hit the show reel. Hit it.
People have today isn't that they're struggling, isn't that they can't get out of their shit. It's because the shit that they're in isn't big enough. And why I say that is because if that shit was big enough right now, if the people had a gun pointed to their head, they would actually get their ass moving. Always understand that emotions is what leads to motion. It's energy in motion. So if your emotional drive is not strong enough, you're not going to do anything to get out of it.
What's up? In this video, we're going to share with you
How to be motivated.
the 3 keys to be unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, especially when we're on this speaker tour and we're speaking all the time, like I know you're doing like some fashion shows and all that.
Yes, I've recently been hosting for London's premier fashion week, so that was really exciting. But yeah.
So being able to inspire other people, we obviously need to know how to keep our own motivation,
Yes,
right? Because
of course.
we won't be very motivational if we couldn't.
We wouldn't even be able to be motivational speakers if we didn't have our own motivation to motivate us, to motivate you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, this is very motivating already.
I know, right?
Okay, so anyway, we're going to get into the 3 keys we want to share with you from our personal experiences and what we feel that really does, get us waking up in the morning on time, getting to places on time, staying motivated all the time, and how do we have that energy to actually pass on to other people so that you guys on the other side of this video right now can feel this motivation and feel motivated to get moving, get your ass moving. So the first thing
Is your drive. You need to find your drive.
you need to find your drive. Now, what does this mean? Because most people, they're not motivated. You're not motivated by a goal. You're motivated by the why behind the goal. You want to expand on that?
Yes, I would love to. Your why is basically the purpose of why you're doing something. So why are you doing is like some people ask us, why do we do speaking? Why do we speak on stage? And that the reason or the answer that we tell you is our purpose or our why or our drive, which is what we're talking about.
So just out of curiosity, why do you speak on stage and have this motivation to do so? Why?
I do it to help other people who are in bad situations because that really helps. And if people don't feel good about themselves, and it's really important that if we can motivate them, that they get that information and they know that someone else, maybe their age, is doing something and that they'll feel empowered to do something the same. Well, not the same, but do something at a young age or feel like they have to do something now.
That's so interesting because I wish when I was 11-year-old I could have this type of thinking. 11-year-old, I think I was still playing with Lego and trying to figure out how to do this type of stuff.
I make Lego and I just leave it in my room and it's just like a dust collector.
This girl, she would read personal development books. That's what she does in her spare time, right? Create quotes and inspire people. So anyway, one of the things I want to add to that is a very key component is to understand that, the reason why you need to find the why to give you that drive is understand that when you keep asking yourself, if you ask yourself now, why do you want your goal? And then you keep asking deep inside of yourself, you will find that it's an emotion in there. Maybe it's because you want to look after your family. Maybe it's because you want there's a car that you really want. There's a house that you really want. And then you need to ask yourself, apart from the why, is how would it make you feel to achieve that? Because then you build up the emotion. When you find that emotional drive, which is your strongest drive, right? That is what gets you moving. Remember, I always say this, emotion is energy in motion. So find the emotion behind your why. And keep asking yourself the question until you get there. Anyway, number 2. Sorry. Number 2, what's number 2?
Is your environment, like basically your surroundings, who you surround yourself with.
And why is that important?
It's important because you seek other people's energy. If you're around somebody negative, you will soon become negative or be thinking negatively. If you're around positive people, you will soon be thinking positively. So the impact around people who you are with is really, really big.
I think it's quite straightforward with our industry because we're in the industry of personal development and helping people. So we know that a lot of people who come to our events or go to our, even go onto our online programs or whatever, they all have a positive mindset. So we're kind of lucky to be surrounded by positive people all the time. I'm surrounded by her, she's surrounded by me. And we're just like, I guess this energy just bounces off each other. But I think a big question that a lot of people will have outside, the people who are viewing right now, is something that, we would face as well at times is, so what advice would you give to somebody who, their environment are not so positive? What if their family members are not so positive or not so supportive? Like in those situations, what would your advice be?
With family members is like one of the biggest things that people say. Oh my God, my family is so negative, but they're my family at the end of the day. So what do I do to get rid of them? Or what do I do to be positive? If they are your family, and I understand that, just don't spend that much time with them. And that might sound a bit painful, but don't spend that much time with them, otherwise you're going to start adapting their energy, and that's ruining you from getting to your goals and your dreams. So it's really important that you make sure you're in a positive environment most of the time. I'm not saying that you completely remove them out of your life, but I'm just saying that you can cut out some time with being in them and being more with the positive people who you should be with.
I totally agree with that. And another thing I'd like to add to that, work out how when you are spending time with them, how you can stay solution focused. So what will happen is, they will give you, some people are so negative, they give you a problem for every solution you give them, right? But then whenever they give you a problem, keep firing back with the next solution, right? And because through time, give them time, because at the end of the day, you love them, you care for them. So give them that time, give them that love. But as Vanessa was saying, make sure to have a big proportion of your time hanging around with positive people. Right? And when you can do that, and by the way, I want to do this, maybe I'll put some links to our events or our websites, and you can check out when our next events are. And maybe if you're around, or if you're in a different country, you can check out our websites. Maybe there's some I know Vanessa's got a really cool Audible as well, an audio book. So maybe there's some of these things you can listen to, which will really help you too. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And the final thing, number three. What's number three?
Number 3 is kind of like a phrase, but it's think about step number 1 when you feel like quitting. So think about your why when you feel like quitting. Yeah.
And why is that so powerful?
That's so powerful because the whole point that you are doing this is for that. So think about it, and the purpose should be powerful enough to motivate you to keep on going and achieve that. Otherwise, if it's not powerful enough, then it's not the right drive for you to be driven for.
Yeah, I think that is very important, is that, as human beings, we do. I mean, everybody gets demotivated after because at times, right? And sometimes when times are hard, or sometimes when you need to repeat doing the same thing over and over, sometimes that could get quite, you don't become as passionate anymore. So how do you actually keep motivation going at times like that when you're doing the same job over and over again every single day, right? Is to remember the reason why you started in the first place. So step number 1, remember step number 1. And I think on that note, anything to add?
Just believe in yourself and believe in yourself so you can be unstoppable, and just have that mind that you are unstoppable. Otherwise, if you don't think you're unstoppable, then other people will stop you from being unstoppable. So you need to have it fixed in your brain first in order for other people to believe that.
There you go, guys. You got it. So there's the 3 keys to make 2018 your unstoppable year. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, give us a like, and do comment below if there's any other videos you would like us to cover or you'd like Vanessa to talk about. I'll get her on the show again. And aside from that, right, remember the final thing. If you have not already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because I'm making daily videos now on business, on motivation, on strategies, on everything inspiring to keep you inspired for 2018 and make 2018 your best year yet. Anyway, for now, ciao.